would be the best spot to buy the lockpicks at?
Do you have thieves' tools in your hand?
I think it's in my starting gear.
You do. We're just gonna count that as lockpicks
Okay, cool.
because it says in there that you have a set of lockpicks. So yeah, you have lockpicks.
Very monocle.
Perfect.
And this isn't like Skyrim where they just break if you try too hard.
I spun it the wrong way. Fuck, it broke.
Because there's a universe in which we break in and get him out of there. Actually, I was gonna say
We run a false flag operation so that we can blow up the manor.
we tried to get them on our side, but then I remembered we're the ones that put him in there. It wouldn't fucking make any sense. Okay.
There's someone wearing our faces.
We're here to save
Yeah.
you. We
It's a
threw
different
you
ground.
in there.
Yes.
I just had a very big brain fart moment.
You did.
All right, to the shrine.
Onward to books and knowledge.
You guys continue making your way across the town square. You see that at this point, you see people are starting to get up and move about. This has all been happening probably in the span of like an hour this morning, maybe an hour and a half. You approach the Shrine of Luck. Based off the information you have gathered and what Frito knows about the town, this is Phandelver's only temple. It appears to be a small shrine made up of stones taken from nearby ruins. And if you could all roll religion, Nick, you can have advantage because you live here.
Yeah.
11.
Natural 20 plus 4, 24.
Nick
Jesus
remembers / knows that this is a shrine dedicated to Tamora, the god of luck and good fortune.
Tomorrow.
Natural 20 plus 4, 24.
Sure.
He also remembers that the young woman you saw earlier is Sister Gabrielle, a zealous young elf who is, I guess, the religious figure of this town. And that is what you remember. So there might, it's no cathedral. It's not even like a church. This is like more of a shrine. So there might be a few religious texts, but this is also probably the only center of learning so far established in the town.
Is she still here or did she dip?
She's still here. She lives.
She died from
Right.
her wounds.
You see her. She's still battered and bruised a little bit. Looks a little bit better than you saw yesterday, but it still looks quite clear something happened to her as you approach. Ah, travelers and Frito. It's good to see you back in town.
Yes.
With
Had to come
that
pay my
nat-
respects.
Sorry, I guess Nick. This is a question. With that nat 20, you can decide right here and now. Are you a follower of Tamora? Is this like your dedicated god you've dedicated yourself to?
Tamora would be my god because
Okay.
I've
So you've been to
needed
this-
that luck my whole life.
You've been to the shrine several times. You've prayed here before. You walk into the area. You feel the familiar, or you feel more like you could find a 4-leaf clover right around the corner, possibly even a 6-leaf one. You feel like today is going to be your day, and you get inspiration.
Ooh.
The rest of you approach. Frito, come to worship once again.
Yes, and also making the rounds with some of my new friends as they came here to learn new knowledge.
Yes. This is always a great place for those to learn more.
Yes, you guys will hear the good word. He's the best. It's gotten me through quite a lot of pickles in my time.
One always needs good luck and good fortune on their side.
I'm rubbing my chin furiously, thinking to myself.
Shedding dead skin all over the ground.
How is dandruff coming off your bald chin?
You really need to take a shower.
Poor hygiene.
I haven't showered in 900 years, and I'm only 122 years old.
You never said either.
I would like to just kind of pray, and I will ask if she wants to join me in a prayer, and anyone else would like to join.
Yes, I'm always happy to pray with fellow worshippers. She sort of kneels down, gets to praying. I assume you join.
Yes, I will also be in the good praying word.
Sort of. Anyone else join?
I don't.
I'll stand and bow my head.
As I am a religious type, I will bow and pray,
Yes, you
but
are, you are very
not
much
chant
a
to
paladin.
my own.
You.
Yes.
She's praying in the wrong church. Get him.
Get him.
They take oaths. That doesn't necessarily break them, as long as they don't pray to like the god of evil or something. Starts chanting in Celestial, the language of the gods, goes through a whole mini ceremony, lights a few incenses, and you guys enjoy this ceremony for about 30 minutes.
Double inspiration.
At the end, may good luck be with you. Those who don't already have inspiration can roll and participate it, so Dylan, you don't get anything. The other two of you can roll a religion.
Ooh.
Can I get double inspiration?
No.
Damn it.
14.
14?
Natural 1.
Traitor.
It does not seem luck shines upon either of you at this moment. If there was such a thing as uninspiration, you would get that. You have a, what is it when you hit a roadblock when you're trying to think of something and you just can't think of it no matter what?
Writer's block.
Yeah, you just have thinking block. You're just like, I can't. What was I gonna do? I can't remember. Nah, you're fine.
Why am I here? Who are these people?
So, besides joining me in a prayer, what brings you to the shrine today, Frito?
I'm sure you are as tired of the Red Guard or whatever the fuck their red bastards are called.
The Red Brand.
Yes, the Red Brand. Thank you. And,
Yes.
we hope to, finally rid them from this town because they've caused trouble.
Yes.
Can I medicine check her or try to see what kind of injuries she has?
Sure.
10?
She has a few cuts, few bruises, got like a black eye. She looks pretty worse for wear, but you can't quite tell what caused it or why it might have happened to someone who is of religious origin.
She didn't deserve it. We need this fucker who did it.
You have any other questions or?
How did you get so harmed? What happened?
My superiors asked me, those who I follow asked me we were doing some research on a spell book that belonged to the legendary mage Bow Gentle. And they sent me to ask a banshee about it, and the banshee attacked me. Though I still need to get that information from them.
Perhaps we could assist with that at some point and give them several black eyes.
It's not necessary to fight the banshee per se. I believe we could trade a gift with she in order to gain the information. And if you were willing to do that for me, I'd be more than happy to pay you in the form of a few healing potions.
Where did this happen?
Happened over near Conaberry, a little bit into the woods near the town, at the Banshee Agatha's lair.
Is Cornerberry a town?
Yes, it is the other end. It's what's at the end of the Tribor Trail that you guys were originally following.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember.
We will definitely keep that in mind because I'm extremely upset that no matter what type of fiend this thing is, that they would do something like this to you.
Glad to hear my friend is out there helping me and looking out for me, Frito.
Anytime, as we've shared many a memory over the years.
Yes, and many a prayer as well.
And hopefully many more.
Indeed.
Blushes.
Yeah, roll persuasion for me, Frito.
She's an elf, right?
Trying to riz her up.
Yeah, she is an elf.
So young for an elf, she's like 100 years old or something.
Yeah.
Unnatural 20.
Yeah, you notice a little bit tint of a blush on it, and she sort of looks away a little bit.
I kind of look at her like, yeah, that's not how I meant it, but whatever.
What, dickhead?
The unintentional rin.
Would you like the penis? I can provide.
Right here.
If
Stick her down in the streets.
Whoa.
if you do intend to take me up on my offer, if it is going to be something you're going to look into, she pulls out a jeweled silver comb and hands it to you, Frito. This should be significant enough payment for Agatha to get the information I need about the spell book.
That seems like a very easy quest.
Yeah.
So we give this comb to the Banshee, and then they're going to give us the information you need.
Hopefully.
Or we're gonna fight the banshee.
You just need to make sure before you give the comb to the Banshee that you establish that in return you would like answers about the spellbook. So if you just give them the comb, they might not answer anything.
You may have already mentioned this, young lady, but Why didn't you bring the comb the first time?
I thought to persuade the Banshee on my own, which was mighty stupid of me. I thought tomorrow would have been more on my side.
Stupid's one word for it. I would probably say just naive. These banshees are quite wretched creatures, but on a good day, maybe they would have done it for something less than an item, but unfortunate.
I feel the luck of the gods on my side today, so perhaps we will not even need the comb. But
Perhaps not.
it is good collateral either way, so I thank you.
Yeah, I mean, shit, the rate we're going, definitely not going to try interrogating her.
What, you're not going to try to piss off the gods again and get cursed?
Oh, no, I meant the banshee.
That is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So much better already.
I'm just sort of like, my arms are crossed at the back wall, just watching as everyone sort of is around the praying circle or whatever.
Any other questions or activities people would like to do while we're at the shrine?
What's the girl's name again? Sorry.
Garaele. It's Garaele. Gariel.
I'll do a. There's probably some sort of religious Tomoran goodbye that I'll do with Gariel.
Yeah, you guys continue to sort of kneel in front of the altar, do a few rituals and whatnot.
That's all I got.
Robert's gonna offer to heal some of those wounds.
If you feel the need to, I can. They've been getting better every day. There's no need for me to rush to make them better instantly. With you guys agreeing to go deal with Agatha.
Hate seeing injured individuals, so it would make my eyes not bleed every time I see you.
Well, in that case, feel free to go ahead.
Alright, Robert pulls up and does a prayer of his own and hits her with some cure wounds.
I'm just gonna say, don't even need to roll. Her wounds fade away, close up. She looks
Huzzah!
100%, maybe not 100%. She can still feel the hurt, and
The mental damage is still there.
essentially, she can still feel it. May have missed a few internal things, but most of it is taken care of.
Does it seem
Thank
like
you.
everyone's done talking to her?
Robert has concluded.
Gerald would like to say.
No, I'm good.
All right, yes, it does.
Alright, so I get off the wall, I uncross my arms, sort of flex my jacket or my cloak a little bit so it's not so tight. There's like a awkward leather sound as I do it, especially near the bollock area, and I start walking forward. Gariel, my apologies. Some elven names are not as easy as others. My name is Oris Anur. You may have heard of me.
Yes, I believe my superiors did mention that you were in the region.
Excellent. Well, I was curious. We're both of elven nature. You've been around a while, not saying you're old. You look great. But, do you know anything of deep speech?
I'm afraid I personally do not.
Do you have any idea if anyone in town would know?
I'm afraid this town is far, as far as I know, from the reach of the Underdark.
But what about any sort of research into these sorts of things? There must be some, well, maybe any sort of adventurer would not come to a place like this.
If Phandelver did have that type of information, most likely lost when the original town was destroyed with Wave Echo Cave.
Well, I should know better than any.
Though, I believe a scholar from Neverwinter will be in town shortly, related to the barkeep. Perhaps, as a scholar, they are more familiar.
Yes, this is
Though,
good.
whether they are or not, I do not know. I do not know what they study.
Yes, well,
Well, it's worth a try.
I suppose that's all I have really to ask you. Good luck with your shrine. I turn around and walk away. as fast as I can.
Good luck with, just good luck, and may the lady's blessing be upon you.
Same to you. We will be back, or at least I will.
It was nice to see you again, Frito.
Always. It truly is always a pleasure to come here and to see you, Gariel.
She sort of blushes and turns away and scurries back and towards the shrine to do other stuff.
I don't want to have sex with you.
Do you say? Did you say that?
No.
Good luck with your shrine.
Good luck with your shrine of luck. Bye.
I guess that was like an appropriate send away for someone who's operating a shrine of the goddess of luck.
Yeah.
So good job. That was very tactfully put. What would you guys like to do now that you've left the shrine and sort of just standing in the town square?
If we're planning on leaving town at some point, we should probably go check on Sildar before we do that.
We could initiate my shenanigans first, so I can
Yes.
be inside while you guys go see people.
Yes, we should do that next. There's a few things we could do in town before we leave. Oh, well, yeah. Sildar, investigate the sleeping giant, the invisibility plan. Wait, Robert, do you have, like, disguise self as a spell?
As a spell, no, but I do have a kit of disguises that I bring for performances, yes.
And you have some red brand cloaks that you take from those dickheads.
Yeah.
Hooligans.
Because what I was thinking is probably wouldn't work with me because I'm a drow. But Frito could get dressed up looking like one of those guys, and then he walks up, opens the door, and that's how you sneak in.
I love performance art.
Oh, you and me both, buddy.
We basically just need to scout the place, figure out if there's anything more to the sleeping giant, or if all of the important shit is in the manor.
So what's the move, boys?
So, I feel like Frito and Robert can do that on their own. Maybe me and Gerald should do something else. We could go investigate, try to find the tunnel, but if we get caught up in a fight, that might be bad. Why don't we just go check on Sildar, and then we'll come back and see how you guys are getting on.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Works for me.
We'll go with the Sildar group first. You're all walking in the same direction. Some of you just continue past the inn. And Gerald and Oris, you walk in and you see that Sildar is now up and about eating his breakfast. Recovering from his wounds and his captivity.
Oh, Sildar, it's good to see you up and about.
Oris, it is good to see that you are all still well. I heard that there was a scuffle with the red brands earlier.
Yeah, those guys are fucking pricks. I wanted to apologize to your face about sort of laying into you a bit too much with the questions yesterday. I was very paranoid before I got some sleep.
It's alright, we've been through quite a lot.
Yes. Well, we just want to make sure everything's okay. Is there anything you need help with?
Actually, yes, I did my own investigating into the Arno stuff last night while you were having your party and performance in the inn. That actually did a great job of dragging some people I hadn't been able to talk to, whether because they were terrified or even a few red brands not in uniform came in to enjoy the music and the festivities last night.
Holy shit. So
I was able to learn that. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that feeds into the idea that one of us just drunkenly said something to a red brand and that's why they came after us.
It did. I learned from eavesdropping and asking a few strategic questions that Arano disappeared while exploring around the manor about 2 months ago. I was wondering if you guys would be willing to investigate the manor and bring him back alive, or if not, what's left of him.
So that pretty much guarantees that the red brands have something to do with his disappearance.
Most likely. I know I've already agreed to pay you quite a bit to go find Cragmore Castle and rescue Gundren, but I'm
Yes.
also willing to pay you some money to find Arano for me.
Well, I suppose if we find his body, that would convince me that he's not the spider, so this is good. I don't.
Yes.
I say that like whispering to myself because I realize that Sildar is his friend.
Yes, well, I suppose I should provide you with a description of him. He's a short, dark-bearded human wizard in his 30s.
Oh wow, he's young,
Yes.
or I guess old for this time.
Well, because of magic and everything, people live to about probably 80 on average. He's still quite young for a human. I'm willing for either his safe return or confirmation that he has passed to pay the four of you 200 gold.
Not each.
No, total.
Right, that's still a lot of gold. Okay, I'll run it by the crew, but that sounds like something we can definitely do. We're currently investigating some of the red brands right now.
Ah, yes. That is a stroke of good fortune for me, then. You appear to already be on the
Yes,
case.
we have a few leads, but man, there's quite a bit we have to do between the red brands, the whole Gundren thing. There's apparently undead rising. There's a fucking banshee that needs a comb. There's so much going on, but at the end of the day, it's about helping Phandelver get back on its feet, right? So hopefully, every step will help that.
And I know Gundren would greatly appreciate you getting Vandalin back on his feet as well, for this will be his main trading route for anything brought out of Wave Echo Cave.
Friedo actually said that Nundro and Tharden were camping just outside of town. Have you had any communication with them?
This morning while you were out exploring around town, I did go to where they typically camp, and I found no traces of them. So I fear something similar that happened to me in Gundren may have happened to them.
Okay. So there was like a typical place they usually camp outside of town.
Yes.
Okay, so they're probably either goblin map whisperers or goblin food at this point.
Hopefully not, but it is highly likely.
Sildar, you talked about when we first asked you questions back in the cave, you talked about Ruxathid. You said one of the goblins said you're not what Ruxathid wants, yes?
Yes. I did hear a goblin tell me that.
And you remember... Yes, so you remember when we talked to Thag the goblin, who hopefully is not snitching on us right now, he said that some of the goblins were weird, similar to how you described them, but they had, I think he said, weird faces, glowed magical energy, and laughed a lot.
That vaguely sounds familiar. You have to remember, I was quite out of it by that point.
No, that's fair. We spoke with a young man in town. You might know him, Carp Alderleaf.
Yes, young Carp.
Yes, and he mentioned when he was playing by himself out in the forest behind his house, he found a tunnel, and bandits came out of the tunnel, and they were making criminal love to the
Criminal love.
red brand. They were just talking. Sorry, I have
prostitutes.
weird drow dialect. They were talking with red brands, and he mentioned seeing glowy goblins.
Oh, that's not a good sign, but it does confirm that red brands potentially may be in league with the Cragmar goblins.
Yes, that is my theory as well. So hopefully, in investigating Albric and the manor, maybe we'll find more information on both things. They could be together somehow, and if they are, hell, that makes our life more complicated yet more easy.
Yes, it does indeed. Hopefully, by investigating the manor, you find more information about Cragmar, as well as potentially their activities in the region and what their goal to accomplish is.
Yes, and hopefully all of this will lead us to Gundren. All right, well, it was good catching up with you. Gerald, do you have anything to say to Sildar?
I'm good.
It's always good to see you, Gerald.
Good to see you too.
And keeping your charge safe, I see.
Always, sir.
I'm glad to hear it. I wish I had more success in my duties as a bodyguard. Perhaps at some point you can teach me a few tricks of the trade.
Sounds sound.
I look forward to it. You guys proceed to head out, and we will switch over to Group B. I assume you guys stop a few feet short of the sleeping giant, so you can prepare your
Yes.
Gotta
disguises.
get our costumes ready.
Right. So, if I remember correctly, the plan is Robert going invisible, Frito being disguised.
Yes, sir.
All right. If I could have, let's
You
have
may.
a deception roll from Frito to see how well you disguise yourself. Robert, I assume you're helping.
Yes, I will.
All right, so you can have advantage, Frito.
It's a good thing I did. I went from a natural 1 to a 20,
To a 20 what?
26.
So one shy of getting that nat 20.
Yep. I'll still take it.
So your first attempt, you're like, you put the cloak on around your waist, make it look like those things the clones wear, where they're like battle skirts, and then you sort of like take your shirt off. You're like, yeah, I look like a red brand, and then Robert comes over and is like, oh, what do you tell him, Robert?
So, Robert?
No, Robert, what do you tell Frito when he dresses up in like the completely wrong manner that the red brands do?
Looks like you're ready for your ballet recital, I say as I am quickly taking his clothes off and rearranging them properly.
After a little bit of rearranging, a little bit of struggling, you are now wearing the typical red brand leather armor with the cloak shoulder.
Fortunately, these idiots they have so many people working for them that they can't keep track of us.
Well, that's good.
What do you think I should say if anyone questions me going in there?
Questions what, like you just entering now, or what?
Just entering now, what my role entourage is.
You doing some debt collection, perhaps extortion? You have money on you? Or do you need me to give you some?
I have some money. The nice thing is that I have the money that I'm supposed to give to Guntrin that I convinced the shopkeep to give me. So I can say I ripped off some guy for this money, and that's how I got it.
Perfect.
Don't be lying.
And then if they take it from you to store it, I can take it back. Because if there's one thing that Robert people is good at, it's robbing people.
Ooh, that's a good idea, actually. Is I will go to the debt collector, you follow us in invisibility, and like you said, I'll have to give up the money, but then you can take all of their money.
Yes.
That is
Man is the
time.
smartest man alive.
I'm gonna go in a bush and go invisible.
Right. You go invisible. There's no checks or anything that people need to make to see if they see you. You're just invisible, unless they can see invisibility, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, you're invisible, Mr. Red Brand Frito. You approach the sleeping giant inn. This is a rundown, dirty, dangerous-looking tap house, which is sort of like a bar but worse. You open the door, and inside, give me a perception check.
I got a 8.
8. Looking around, looking around, you see there's a few patrons that look a little bit more dingy and gritty than most people you've seen in town. Growing up, this is probably the bar you frequented, as it was more cheap, and the more unsavory element is what typically frequented it. You see behind the bar an orc operating the establishment, but currently you do not see any other red brands.
I'll go up to the bar and order a drink.
You approach the orc. What do you folks want now?
I'm just looking for a beer.
Fair enough. He passes you a beer. Doesn't charge you.
I say nothing. Try and
Alright.
be intimidating.
You notice everyone in the bar is sort of staring at you warily, but also that they keep going about their business. Some gambling in one corner. Some people doing that knife game where they're like seeing how fast they can try to not chop off their fingers. Are you just gonna sit here and wait?
Sit in silence, kind of scan the room menacingly, and drink my beer
All right.
very slowly.
You do that. You drink your beer, doing it slowly, about 20, 30 minutes. Still no sign of any red brands. Just gonna keep waiting.
I'll just keep pondering. Yeah.
I'm gonna walk around the bar.
You followed him in.
Yeah, I was uncomfortably close to him when he
Gotcha.
walked in.
All right. You walk around the bar. Give me perception. You were so invisible. I thought you were still in that bush outside.
I was just actively shitting in a bush. Perception is 19.
19. You see a little bit better that you noticed when Frito first looked in, a look of disappointment flash across everyone's faces. Like they thought they were done with these people for today, but now another one of them is in here. And as you're walking around, you sort of hear some people, I thought those bastards went to go deal with something in town, and we're going to head on back to the manor afterwards.
My ears perk up to that, and I make my way around back behind Frito and whisper it into his ear.
So, Frito, you hear Robert's voice from your ear whisper, the people in this bar thought, at least, that the Red Brands had left to go deal with something, heading back to the manor.
Wonder what they were trying to deal with. I don't say that out loud, obviously, but what was I doing again? I'm gonna wave at the barkeep to give me another beer, and then I'm gonna put the beer like on the chair next to me, so that Robert can have it.
Hands you another one. See him sort of glare at you a little bit harsher than you're typically used to in this inn. Hands it. You put it on the seat. There's now beer on the seat.
The motherfucking beer on the chair. Beer on the chair. Beer on the chair. Beer on the chair. I just start
Robert's
chanting.
gonna kneel down under the bar and start drinking the beer from underneath.
He's drinking the beer underneath. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Robert's gonna like fling a gold coin over the bar so that it lands on the floor behind it.
Right, you fling a gold coin, lands on spot behind
And then
it.
finish and wait to leave.
Right. Orc doesn't notice it. Finish drinking your beer. Sitting around waiting for Frito.
So we should just, upon hearing that information and seeing the beer magically disappear, Frito is satisfied and walks out the place, glaring down everyone he passes.
You glare down at everyone, walk out of the bar, and as you walk out, you see your two companions approaching you.
It has to make hygiene hard, just always being in that armor.
I smell great.
Oh, hey guys.
I like run down the street and jump into the bushes so I can change.
Change back into your regular clothes, you come back out.
Spider-Man style.
Hey guys.
I assume we go somewhere that's farther away from.
Yeah,
Is that
let's
whatever-
bounce.
Yeah. What direction would you guys like to bounce in?
We gotta start
closer.
walking towards the manor.
Okay.
Yes. Which direction are you going to try to get to the manor from?
That's a good question. I mean, we could just take the road, but I'm gonna like stop everybody and be like, I need to talk to you guys real quick.
Did you hear any information from Sildar?
Yes, he thinks he knows where the missing wizard is, and it might all be connected to us eventually finding Gundren.
That is some information I need to hear.
Sildar says that Albric, the wizard he was sent to town to track down, was last spotted exploring the area around the, what is it called? The Tresendar Manor. Is that the right manor?
Yes.
Likely that Albric was doing some investigating of these little red brand dickheads, and they didn't like it and, did him in for asking too many questions. So, if you consider the fact that Carp says he found a tunnel where the goblins and the red brands were meeting up, that could be an area we go to next to try to find some information, to check out the manor. We could also go look for the tunnel, but I don't know how much information that'll give us if we don't know what exactly the goblins and red brands are working together to do.
What do you think, Robert?
If we wanted to check the hall first to see if it would be odd if red brands were to walk in there, we could do that. And then if it's not, we just walk in. If it is, then we go up the main room.
Didn't he just change out of his disguise?
He did.
I could hop back in the bushes, guys.
Sure.
It's a one-use disguise. Give it back.
We could do something even stupider, where Fredo takes me and Gerald captive, or at least me, because that actually might believe that, and takes us up to the manor and says, I got the guy that killed our friends. And it's just a coincidence that I look like one of the other guys that killed our friends.
Yeah, speaking of which, in the bar, when they said they had to take care of something in town, I believe they were referring to taking care of us in town, and we killed the people that were in the bar.
How many red brands are there?
A lot, I'd presume. At least 5.
Yeah, I guess that
maybe
makes
6.
I guess that makes sense. That like you walked into a bar and got a drink at like 11 a.m. Okay, so how complex do we want to get with this plan? Do we want to do the kidnap thing, or just stick with have one member of the red brand do a thing?
Kidnapping sounds fun.
It does. I do kind of want to. You could put the manacles on me.
Ooh.
But keep them like loose enough to where I could yank them and then Eldritch Blast.
I could just give you the key.
The manacles are still on the dude in the prison cell. Never said you took them off, so I assume they still are on there.
Would red brands really have manacles, though? We can crappily tie your hands.
Yeah.
We got rope.
Okay.
You ready to be kidnapped, buddy?
And Robert, you want to do invisibility?
I'm still invisible, yes.
Okay, we're talking to. I just reach my hand out and I place it on either one of his lips so I know where he is and that he's talking.
Soft, kissable lips.
Yeah.
Right, so we're doing a kidnapping plan to approach the manor.
Yep.
All right, we're doing it loud then. I guess Nick, roll deception to see how well you disguise yourself again.
We'll be getting Gerald in here.
That's a good question.
I'd still have advantage, right?
Only if someone decides to help.
Yeah, I'll pull out my makeup box again.
All right, then yes, you have advantage.
Maybe at some point
Fucking
during
land on the table.
at some point during us being in the manor, Gerald runs up with his sword out like, "Give me back my master!" And then that's when we initiate the attack.
Yeah.
Charge! 25.
25? All right, you've disguised yourself. It's a red brand again.
We need a signal, though.
If I hold up 3 fingers, kill everyone in sight.
How's he gonna see that from inside the manor? How about I scream something like, "Please, no, not my dick," or something.
My penis! Anything but that!
That's the moneymaker!
You know how far this thing's gotten me?
Jesus.
I hope nobody sucks my dick.
Anything but that.
I'll give Gerald my gong so that once he does storm the manor, if we have not already initiated Order 66, he can bang it really loudly and we'll probably hear it wherever we are.
True. And then when we hear the gong, we just kill the first person we see that isn't one of us, obviously.
I look in the mirror and just die.
I smash a brick over Invisible Robert's head. How did you see him? I don't know. I just wanted to do that, to be honest. Okay.
Andrew, can I call your character Big Bobby?
Yes.
Bobby on that.
Big Bobby in this bitch.
Robert's like strangling a fern in the corner. No, that's not what you're supposed to do.
No, Bobby, no! What are you doing? We had a
That
plan.
wasn't part of the plan, Bobby.
God damn it.
Damn it, Bobby.
God damn it, Bob.
What do you guys think are the chances that we just
This
find
goes
like
well.
we find out that there's like an army of special goblins in the manor and we fucking die?
They have a receptionist who doesn't believe who we say we are.
Yeah. There's a person
not
at the
on the
door
list.
that's just like,
Where's your
"Hmm."
ID card? Sorry, what? Your ID? Where is it?
What's the
Oh.
goblin handshake?
Pulls out a library card. Will this do?
Looks like you have an overdue book. You're going to prison, bud. What?
Who wants to tie me up?
Yep, whoever is tying you up needs to roll a deception to see how well.
Ooh, let me do it.
Hey, you can tie him up while I give Gerald my war gong. Like, here's how you play
This
it.
dude got like 9 instruments on him.
Your boy got a 19. Oh shit.
All right, pretty good.
Are my hands in front of me or behind my back?
What would you prefer?
Probably behind my back.
All right, I'll do behind your back then.
Hog tie his hands to his legs so that he has to hop all the way up there.
Do not do that.
It's gonna be very hard to get out of that.
And then hog tie my toes to my head.
That's the
You roll
pogo stick
fine
on
up
his
for this-
dick all the way.
Droidica rolling towards the man.
So this
Ow, ow,
this
ow.
hand tie job
Hey,
looks
yo.
like it's done incredibly, like no one could like break out, but it's also he just moves his wrists like a little bit and it all falls apart at his.
Excellent.
He's holding one of the ends, and if he lets go, it just
Yeah,
falls off.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Gerald is doing something with a war gong.
I'm giving Gerald my war gong so that if he runs in to execute Order 66, he can bang it really loud so that we hear it.
Okay. Is he proficient in war gongs?
I told him to whack it, so theoretically he should make a loudish sound.
Alright. I guess we start with the invisible group, the fake red brand, and the tied up person heading towards the manor.
Alright.
You guys start winding your way up to Trezendor Manor.
I want to look as scared as I possibly can.
You guys make your way up to the manor. It's a pretty big ruin. Parts of it exposed to the elements. And there doesn't really appear to be anyone outside here at the manor.
Please, please, please don't do this.
Should
roll
have
perception.
learned your lesson.
What'd you say?
Nick, roll perception.
What'd you get?
I didn't hear what you said.
What?
Yeah, roll perception.
What? Wait, you asked me to roll a perception, or
No, I asked you to roll
perception.
perception.
bro? I said 19 already. What the fuck?
I didn't hear you said that. Say
Yeah,
that.
you didn't hear that part.
That's what I was asking.
Wrong. You hear me now?
There it
Yeah.
is.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
All right. There might not be much up here at the manor proper. It's a collapsing ruin. Looks like no one's generally lived in the above ground part in quite a while. But you do see towards the far end of the manor, a set of stairs heading down into what you believe to be the cellar.
I'll like nudge him towards the cellar, the Beller of cellar.
I'll pay you, man. Just let me go.
You walk through the ruin of an empty kitchen and down the stairs to a cellar door.
What is this place?
You should have learned your lesson. Now you're gonna pay the price.
What'd you do to my friends?
What you did to mine. You killed them. You should be lucky you even made it this far, but trust me, you're gonna be glad and praying that you, fuck. You're gonna wish that you hadn't gotten to this point, because you're... Boom.
Please, please, no.
Am I right, fellas? I, like, call out, see if anyone behind the door hears that.
Do not get a response.
I'll knock on the door. Fellas! I got this guy who killed our friends. Let's kill him.
Roll a strength. I want to see how hard you knock.
I'm giving a girthy.
You touched the door and it's just like.
I got a 7.
All right. You knock on the door, and it sort of swings open a little bit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, don't look surprised, you fucker. Usually we have someone guarding this door, but you know, after we killed you, well, no, not you, but like,
What are you talking about? I just look
You
more
can hear
scared.
Robert's head slamming against the wall.
I have so much CTE from this attack that I just encountered that I don't even know who I'm attacking.
I don't even know who I am, man.
Get in the fucking door!
Okay, I start walking forward.
Alright, you guys walk forward. We're
Oh,
gonna
man.
just do a little bit of
We're not
stuff.
gonna hear the gong from a fucking cellar, bro.
Yeah. Did you not
I'm
hear
gonna
Bart
die.
say that he believed they had an underground base?
Oh. Yeah, I
Right.
probably did.
He'll get deep enough. it
Go
doesn't
to
matter.
roll 20. You will see the map we are on.
It goes deep,
You walk into this first
just like
room.
my stroke game.
Jesus Christ.
The door opens into a 5-foot wide landing that is 15 feet above a large cellar with stone steps descending to its floor in 2 short flights. Another door stands beneath the stairs to the north. A large stone cistern occupies the western part of the room, whose walls are lined with kegs and barrels.
And we don't see anybody?
You do not see anyone in here. You do, as I mentioned, see the one door to the north here, and then you also see another door across the room.
Keep moving, prisoner.
Okay. Okay, man.
All right. Where would you like to move?
Yeah, now you gotta pretend like you know where the fuck you're going.
Is this way right here?
That's a wall.
Oh, yes, of course. So how the fuck do I get over here?
You
Go around.
go around.
Ah,
There's a door here. You'll
Oh,
get
that's
there
a door.
somehow.
all right. We're gonna go through this door then.
So there's a door here and a door here. You guys make your way down the stairs. You're going over here, and all of a sudden, bursting out of the door over here, you guys see a few bandits.
Holy
So
shit,
you
it's
have
Gundren.
a lot of noise, and we're gonna roll initiative.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got the situation under control. You can lower your weapons.
Yeah, you're being very loud and said some very untrue information. They know you ain't a red brown.
What? I fumbled my word. Oh, that's bullshit.
They burst out. That one ain't no red brand. They know we don't guard the door.
Fine.
No, he was talking about me.
Talk about my butt.
I know what to do in this situation.
Run.
All right, Gerald.
Oh, I'm rolling 2.
Yeah, you're not in the combat, so you probably won't do anything. But just in case you show up. Yeah, that
3.
makes sense. Robert, I assume you were like invisibly right here. All right. So with this start of combat, Robert, you are up first.
Oh wait.
Once again, you guys would combat without your tank.
That does seem to happen quite a bit, doesn't it?
Oh, not too much.
I mean, if you spoke up and said, no, I want to go with, this wouldn't have happened, but you just do whatever the fuck we say.
No, it's your fault.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Hey, Robert's just gonna sprint over here.
All right, we got Robert sprinting and using your action to sprint over there.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that is it.
All right, Frito, you are up.
I'm just gonna drop the facade, pull up, and just stab this dude.
All right, can you make it that far? I assume yes. Yes. All right. Roll to attack.
I got the strap. I'm about to attack. Ha ha ha! Fuck. That's an 18.
Yeah, 18 hits.
Use the rapier of the penis, and I do
6
8
damage.
damage. Oh yeah, 6 damage.
Your sneak attack doesn't come into play, but go out.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm gonna use my cunning action to I'll just kind of hop back here.
All right, you're disengaging. Perfect. That brings us to Oris.
Did we decide beforehand how far away?
I didn't hear anything, so I
Not
assumed
particularly.
at like the bottom of the hill, and he was just going to wait X amount of time before he came charging after you.
So how many turns would you think it would take me to go yell at him?
You can move 60 feet if you dash. To get to the front doors of the manor, probably a turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend my turn running to the front of the manor and then start making Tarzan noises like just like down the hill.
You run out the door, and you guys don't really hear it, but Gerald, you do hear.
They must have released a turkey.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!
The hunt has begun.
Decide how you react.
Ooh, if I catch it for the group, we'll have a great dinner. I chase after it.
All right, so you start sprinting towards Oris. I assume.
Where's the turkey?
This first bandit will move forward and attempt to slash at Frito. Does a
Just gonna try.
14 hit you?
Yes.
All right. It does 6 damage.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh.
Not in the follicles.
The next one is going to step up, run forward, dash forward a little bit, slash at Frito as well. Does a 5 hit you?
No, sir.
Okay. And then we have the final bandit stepping out a little bit. Robert, you're still invisible, correct? It's going to pull out its crossbow and shoot it at Frito, who they believe came in, and then its companion just immediately ran away. You're the only person they see in here. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Great. That does 5 damage.
Okay.
So you see the 3 bandits come out. You see Oris leave you. You don't know where Robert is. Gerald is somewhere else. So you are all alone, as far as you know, in this room. One bandit comes forward after you stab it, doing some damage, slashes at you. Its companion follows up, tries to slash at you, but overextends a little bit across the water of the cistern. And a final one steps out with a crossbow, impales you a little bit with its bolt. That is going to bring us to Gerald. You will spend your turn dashing, I assume.
Yep,
All
basically.
You get about halfway up the hill to the manor, and that is your turn. And then we're going to go back to Robert.
Big
How
Bobby.
deep is this water?
This hill will have to be so high.
What did you ask?
How deep is the water?
Give me a perception check.
It's like a mile deep. We got a 21.
All right. You realize that it's about 10 feet deep, with the rim 2 feet higher than the surrounding floor. So the bottom of the cistern is about 8 feet below the floor. So it's probably filled about to floor level with water, so about 8 feet of water in there. But you do also notice on the southern wall of the cistern, like right below you, because you're looking like right down to see how deep it is.
Yep.
Waterproof satchel hangs submerged from a rope.
Very nice.
Ooh, piece of candy.
And I have a spell that does 15-foot cube on me. How would we measure that? Is it just 15 in every direction, or is it what?
15-foot cube. Does it say radius?
It just says 15-foot cube.
You're in the middle of the cube, and it says a 15-foot cube originating from you. So I assume that's a radius.
Okay,
I'd just go radius.
I'll take it.
Pretty fucking big. So you'll hit Frito and the 3 bandits. Frito is, unless you do some shenanigans, Frito's gonna be in it no matter what you do.
Yeah. All right. In that case, I'll just cast it here.
All right. I guess everyone roll a con save. That includes you, Frito.
I got 3.
All right. You are
Nice.
probably about to kill Frito.
Ah! Look what they did to Frito. Can you believe?
All right. It's a con save, right?
Yep.
13.
All right.
2 failures and a success.
Nice. All right.
So you're doing Thunder Wave, right?
Yep.
So what damage do you do?
That is 15 damage for the failures,
All right.
and I guess 7 for the
Success.
success.
Andrew nearly fucking killed me. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's
And the failures get pushed 10 feet away from me.
Ah!
matter.
The corpses explode.
Yeah, they just get slammed up against walls over here. Um,
I will remember this.
By the way, I just looked up Thunderwave, and I'm pretty sure what it means is this is the area that is affected.
yeah, that makes more sense based off the video games I played.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, you're fine. One of the other ones is fine. You only kill one person, and do 7 damage to a different one.
It's really weird phrasing that it's centered on you, but I'm pretty sure it means it's coming from you.
Yeah, that's what it meant.
That makes a
The
lot
problem
of
is that this says 10 feet, even though it's the middle of the squares, which is really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It can be centered on you, but it doesn't have to.
After playing Baldur's Gate, that makes a lot of sense. All right, Frito, in a flash, in a different interpretation,
Frito does it again!
and then come back to life. This man keeps doing that, saying one interpretation, and maybe you need to get some wizard. What is the one? Divination wizard, so you can start doing potence and getting prophecies of how much you can see the future, man.
Hell yeah.
They don't know I'm a god.
All right, Robert. That reveals you. You pop into existence.
Andrew, pull up
sir.
so I can get advantage. Or I mean the stealth attack.
You have your movement and your bonus action. What would you like to do?
All right, I'm gonna do a drive-by butt slapping. We got a 10 feet of movement, slap his ass, and run up here.
All right.
Bitch.
Boom. You get bardic inspiration, Frito.
I needed the sneak attack bonus. This little soy boy couldn't get bothered to get near me. Except to sexually assault me.
All right. That brings us to Frito.
I glare back at Big Bobby for being a bitch, and then I turn back to the guy in front of me and I try stabbing him.
Roll.
7.
You miss. You go forward and you hit one of the. You stab into his armor, but this time instead of giving away the armor, you didn't have enough thrust behind it, so it does its job and protects him.
Can I use my inspiration to try and do that again?
You can't. Yeah, you have inspiration. You can try that.
Does a 17 hit?
17 would hit. So once again, in an alternate future, Frito sees himself fail or die horribly, and then recorrect it and do it correctly, moving the blade over an inch so it stabs the dude.
And I do 6 damage. Yeah.
All right, 6.
This is a Sherlock Holmes monologue.
Yeah.
All right.
6
I'm
damage.
gonna.
How do you do it?
I'm gonna just stab him straight in the heart and spit on his body.
Stab him right in the heart. Spit on him. All right.
And then I'm gonna uncanny dodge. I'm gonna hop back. I'm gonna chase Big Bobby up the stairs to get revenge.
Hello.
Right. Chase Bobby up the stairs. Oris, it's your turn. What do you do?
All right, I yell at Gerald. They're gonna fucking kill him! They're gonna fucking kill him! And then I run back towards the door.
Full sprint.
Yep.
All right, you make it right here.
So
That
that's
is
my
your turn.
action. I'm gonna hex this guy.
You hex him. He is now hexed. That brings us to that bandit who is going to dash around. Nope, that's the dead one. Dash around the cistern. Run down to this door down here.
That is a door?
No, it's not. I said a wall down here,
Oh.
and then push it open by pressing some secret button and go
Ooh.
through it.
Kick his ass.
Uh-oh.
Does the door close behind him?
It does not in this instant, but it might soon if you don't act and get away.
The secret slippery door.
So you see that there's indeed a third door in this area. That
He
is
was
that
on to
man's
something.
movement. That brings us to Gerald. You are
Frito
now
is using his visions again.
at the entrance to the manor, so you are about one turn away from getting here.
Yay!
That brings us to Robert.
Robert's gonna whip out his loot and he's going to cast Fly on himself.
Yep.
Then he's going to proceed to fly directly after Homeboy, which is that, and just fly straight at him.
Do you do anything? Can you do anything else?
I mean, I can slam into him, I guess. But, yeah, and that's about it.
Alright. Do you want to slam into him?
I would love to slam into him.
You roll athletics, I'll oppose.
Where's my d20? I ate it. No. Alright, this is a good start. 19.
Alright. You slam into him. Roll a d4. Or no, actually, what is your unarmed strike? Just do that in damage.
Probably like 1. Yeah, it's 1.
Alright, you slam into him and do a damage.
Yeah. Cooking now.
Is that your turn? Alright, that takes us to Frito.
Alright. Well, I think it's best. And I dash down the hallway. Or wait, no. Is
You can bonus action dash because you're a rogue.
yeah, I'll bonus action dash, and then I would like to do a leap over Big Bobby while I smack him just across the back of the head, and try and stab into the bandit.
So I was just trying to see if they say how tall these. So you're trying to leap over Robert?
Yep.
Whilst smacking him back of the head with one hand, and then like piercing my rapier into the head of the other guy.
You can either smack Robert or stab the bandit. I'm not both.
You know, like
You're already stepping on me. It's good enough.
graze my nuts across the top of them while I.
Give me an acrobatics.
I got a unnatural 20.
Alright. Despite these halls probably only being about 10 feet, I guess, so actually they're pretty big. So you're able to leap over Robert and the bandit.
What my nuts doing on this dumb bitch?
You are here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, enough movement. You land on the other side of the bandit in a flourish and then roll to attack.
Does a 15 hit?
15 hits.
Then, and since there's an enemy right next to them, I get to do my sneak attack.
14 damage.
So I do 13 damage. That was up.
How you do it?
So I get a running head start, and whilst the guy is distracted dealing with Big Bobby, I use him as a springboard, straddle my nuts across the top of his head, do a front flip, land over the top of the bandit, and then just stab him in like the back of the throat. Boom.
You stab him in the front of the throat. He is running away from you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And collapses to the ground. Combat is over. The 3 bandits are dead. You all get 19 experience.
Don't you ever do that again, Andrew. Oh, you're bad against
doing it. You thought he did it. Your brain processed it happening, and then it had to unprocess it.
No. I'm not getting gaslit into believing that didn't happen.